Joke 1. An old man calls his son and says, "Listen, your mother and I are getting divorced. 45 years of misery is enough." "Dad, what are you talking about?" the son screams. "We can't stand the sight of each other any longer," he says. "I'm sick of her face and I'm sick of talking about this, so call your sister and tell her," and he hangs up. Now, the son is worried. He calls his sister. She says, "Like hell they're getting divorced." She calls their father immediately. "You're not getting divorced. Don't do another thing. The two of us are flying home tomorrow to talk about this. Until then, don't call a lawyer, don't file a paper. Do you hear me?" She hangs up the phone. The old man turns to his wife and says, "Okay, they're both coming for Christmas and paying their own airfares." Joke 2. A firefighter was working on the engine outside the station when he noticed a little girl nearby in a little red wagon with little ladders hung off the sides and a garden hose tightly coiled in the middle. The girl was wearing a firefighter's helmet. The wagon was being pulled by her dog and her cat. The firefighter walked over to take a closer look. "That sure is a nice fire truck," the firefighter said with admiration. "Thanks," the girl replied. The firefighter looked a little closer. The girl had tied the wagon to her dog's collar and to the cat's testicles. "Little partner," the firefighter said, "I don't want to tell you how to run your rig, but if you were to tie that rope around the cat's collar, I think you could go faster." The little girl replied thoughtfully, "You're probably right, but then I wouldn't have a siren." Joke 3. A guy walks into a bar where he sees a monkey in a cage. He asks the bartender, "What is that monkey doing here?" And the bartender says, "This monkey performs a very peculiar trick. Would you like to see?" The man says yes, and the bartender lets the monkey out of the cage who walks on top of the table. The bartender takes a baseball bat and hits the monkey on the head. The monkey then unzips the bartender's pants and starts giving him a blowjob. The guy say, "Wow, that's incredible," as the bartender looks over to him and asks, "Do you want to try?" The guy says, "Sure, just don't hit me so hard." Joke 4. Little Johnny. Little Johnny is sitting in class. The teacher is going over vocabulary words. She asks the class to use a word in a sentence. The teacher says the word is contagious. Little Johnny is waving his arm up and down. No other students have their arm up. The teacher figures there is no way Johnny can come up with something rude for this word, and she calls his name to use the word in a sentence. Johnny says the other day, "My dad and I were driving down the freeway and woman was painting a billboard. She was using a very small brush." The teacher says, "What does this have to do the word contagious?" Johnny says, "My dad turned to me and said, 'Son, it is going to take that contagious to paint that billboard with that little brush.'" If you liked this video, put a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss other jokes.